Hey everyone, it's Jena Rodriguez here, and I've got a special guest today, Dorsey Hill. How are you, Dorsey?
Peachy Keen Jelly Bean.
Peachy keen. Yes, I'm excited. We're loading on here, and just would love to see you and know you. And if you're here with us live, make sure to comment and say hi. Otherwise, Dorsey and I are just going to have an awesome little Facebook TV show moment, and we're just going to have a nice little transparent conversation about what's going on in her world and what it's all about. And she is a realistic wellness expert, and obviously one of my dear friends and clients, and I just really adore her. And so thank you for being here with me, Dorsey. It's going to be so much fun. You've got the hair to go with it.
Yes, and I must like you a lot because it's early and I don't normally do this early.
I think you do.
I'm keeping it real. I am realistic wellness lifestyle expert, and
That's
this
right.
realistic gal created a world that starts around 10 or later, not before. So it's special.
I am special. I feel special. I know, keeping it real, right? This is like, that's the beauty of working for ourselves, though. We get to design our lifestyle the way we want it. And yeah, ideally 10 o'clock would be my start time too, but I'm up and about, kind of getting myself ready. And I don't know how those people do it. I love you all if you're out there watching that get up at like 4, 5, 6 a.m. And do all kinds of stuff before the sun rises. But I think you and I agree, we're not those people. So I'd rather stay up late.
Yeah, I've been that way forever, a night owl. I get so much more done in the evening. I'm wondering if in another lifetime or planet I was maybe a vampire, possibly.
Yeah.
Quite possibly.
Quite possibly. Me too.
I come alive at night.
Yes. Well, for everyone watching, listening, either they might be here live or they're watching the replay, we want to know a little bit more about Dorsey. So go ahead and tell everyone who you are and what your business is all about.
Well, thank you very much. Again, my name is Dorci Hill, and what I tell everyone is I'm a realistic wellness lifestyle expert.
Right.
And I say realistic because for me, there's cheesecake in the world, and I'm going to eat it.
And there's brownies.
Yes, there's dark chocolate, there's whatever, and I'm going to eat it and I'm not going to feel guilty. So I have created for myself a lifestyle that I can do that and not suffer the consequences. And so that's what I help my clients with, is to create permanent change around sustainable weight loss, and also clear out all the confusion from all the noise out there by simply figuring out the best way to start for, say, like for you, Jena, because your way is not going to be the same as anyone else. Right. And that's what I do. We make it customized, simple, and easy to follow so that you're set up for long-term success.
Yeah.
And what I tell people, and I see this a lot, on Facebook and social media, people, you'll see them, oh, I'm doing another Whole30, or I'm doing another this. And I'm thinking, okay, that's great. And then what happens on day 31? Because you're following, say a group or something, and it hasn't been, excuse me, set up mainly for you, taking you into account what you've done before, what you'll do now, so that you can continue to do that for a lifetime, and that's where the disconnect comes in. And that's also where like you said one day, I loved it. It was like a rinse and repeat, and we don't want to keep rinsing and repeating where you're losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight.
Yeah, not the yo-yo.
No, that's no fun. And it's also not good for your body either long term, so I help people create more of a sustainable pattern where I may get off a little. Come on, like I said, there's cheesecake. For crying out loud, and the holidays are coming.
It exists for a reason.
Yes, and with the holidays coming up, it's one of those things, instead of people say, oh, I'll just wait until the first of the year, whatever. Well, we can figure out something to do, a plan that's sustainable, that you can enjoy the holidays and not bloat up like that Christmas or Thanksgiving turkey.
The ham or the turkey.
Exactly.
Right. We don't want to look like turkeys at the end. Yeah. And I think that's what's exciting about your approach is that it is realistic. It is, and it's certainly based on your research. After so many years, you've done a lot of research, and I know a lot of people don't realize that you were like pre-med and have this researcher in you, which really obviously benefits those that you work with. And then you've just got your own personal story of I know we were talking about it the other day where you dropped 10 sizes at one point and got off medication, one being a very serious heart medication at 30 years old, right? Like that's crazy.
I know.
And it's just, you're a walking example of the work that you offer other people, which I think is really powerful. So, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I just, I started off on a pre-med track and then just realized after some things that happened, I lost my mom when I was 21 and she was only 47 of cancer. So after seeing someone go through, especially a very virulent form, it was a very deadly form. I mean, she was gone in about 4 months from diagnosis. So it was extremely quick. And so seeing that and then just other things happening, I thought, and being in the hospital twice, by the time I was 30, literally in about 12 months, I thought, okay, there's got to be something, a disconnect. And you talk about that a lot, where the disconnect is with your branding and your marketing. And, for me, there was a disconnect with health. And I thought, okay, wait a minute, there's got to be something that I can fix, because I am, as much as possible, all natural and holistic, because I do believe that our bodies are a great healer as long as we provide the best,
the resources for it. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. I tell people, you said the researcher, and it's true. I kind of feel like a little Indiana Jones.
That's more appropriate.
Yes, exactly. Because I'm a digger. I've always been, well, why is this working? Why is this not working?
Right.
I didn't have this before. Now, why do I have this? And granted, there are some things that I do realize you are going to have to be on medication for. It is what it is. I mean, there are some situations and some issues. I get that, for the most part, there are things that you can come off of. Like for me with the heart medication, my grandmother is still on it and she's almost 100 years old. She's been on it for almost 80 years. Because typically you're placed on that medication and you never come off, And I was able to come off, and I've been off, and no prescriptions, no antibiotics, no general practitioner for over 15 years, so it can be done, and say, like, with you working with people like you, you can set up a plan, and that's what you help to do is, okay, what business to do, and all of a sudden, I'm sorry, hey, we're going to be real. I had a brain fart. I don't know where I was going with that one.
Love it. Totally blank, right?
Like, what happened?
Where am I going? Well, you're segueing into what I want to talk about next. So, so I'll handle it. But, well, first of all, I just
blonde pink. A
blonde pink blue moment.
Yes, exactly. Hello. Hey, folks, that's what happens in real life, and we're keeping it real.
And it's live, people. It's live. No, this is great. So yeah, and so I just want to shout out to anyone that is watching live. Hello, and please leave a comment of who you are and where you're from if you're out here. And I just also want to say thank you to the replayers. We got lots of replayers that watch the videos, so it's great.
Yes.
So yeah, I'll segue you into what I wanted to ask you next is, this celebration this month, part of why I'm having this interview with you is providing access, the inside access to people that I've worked with and I continue to work with. You're one of my private clients, and just, the celebration of Brave Masters, because I know you are one, right? And so tell everyone what you believe Brave Master means to you. What does that mean to you?
Okay, so we're live. This is not like FCC regulated, so I guess I can.
We can say whatever we want, apparently.
Fantastic. It's, for me, just getting my shit done,
Yeah.
and because we all know those that know me and friends that'll be seeing this will go, oh my gosh, she got it in, because I always get the poo. There it is. I got it in. I'm all about the poo, and I got it in,
Right.
and it's just finally, I had a business before,
Right.
and it was completely more, what is that, left brain, or whatever brain it is for the
left,
typical,
not creative.
yeah, I don't even know. Left brain, I think. And, so I've been there, done it, and I just didn't want to recreate the wheel, mainly because, and I've heard this not quite a few times, actually, just here recently, people say, this I take issue with, because there's always time. You come to everything when you're supposed to, no matter what it is, whatever learning experience or whatever life experience, it happens for you when it's supposed to. So I don't worry about, oh my gosh, I'm running out of time, because I hear some people say, oh my gosh, I don't have much time, so I want to spend it
never too
wisely.
late.
It's never too late, because your genius is not going to be taken away from someone else. My genius and what I'm good at and the way that I approach weight loss and healthcare is different from a lot of other people. And it's not as though there's going to be some like alien little sucker that's going to come suck it out, give it to somebody
You're
else.
gonna lose it.
Sorry, you're not using it. And
you're only going to, expand it. You're only, as we grow and evolve, right?
Exactly. And also for me, I am extremely creative. And in addition to the scientific and the biology side, I'm really creative. And so they have all these, I can do this, and I want to do this. I have squirrel and shiny object syndrome really
24 hours a day.
really bad.
Right.
And so it's nice to have someone outside of what I do to say, okay, because I think things are very simple. And sometimes it's nice to have someone say, I get it. It needs to be simpler. Or I get it. It needs to be a little more cohesive. Or I understand this whole world that is Dorsey. Let's do this first. And when you're on this path, then we can plug and play all these different capabilities that you have. And it's very hard. And I mean, I can only speak for myself. I see this with other people. I can only speak for me. It is very difficult to get out of that, because I get so involved with, oh, let me do this, and oh, let me create that. And then I'm not doing the activities that are going to bring in, say the income and the influence and the visibility that I need, so that I can expand the creativity.
Yeah.
So that's what being brave for me. It's stepping out, and then also being brave enough to go, I need someone to say, great, here's how I can help you streamline and really get you,
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Brave Masters, and why, it really has, why we're in this rebrand and why this company is expanded, is that, brave is, means many different things to different people. And yet it's kind of the basis of always being the student, and always being willing to be coachable, and always being willing to learn and to implement. And sometimes implementation's uncomfortable. And, I always say that being in business is about being uncomfortable. Like, that is the comfort zone. Stop trying to be comfortable. And Brave Masters take that on, and you have definitely taken that on, with all this time that, we've spent together, and just you're stepping up your visibility and with the plan that we have in place and things like that. So tell everyone watching, from your words, where were you, I guess, before we met, right? And just where do you feel like you've really grown to, in the time that you've been with Brave Masters?
I was all over the place. I mean,
that's a true statement.
I was.
That's right.
Everywhere.
Yes.
And which is fine. There's just, it's hard to contain all of this.
I don't try to either.
There's no point. There's just
no point.
And I do realize, because when we would get together with groups, oh my stars, I feel so sorry for some of those people, because I exhausted them. I mean, they were just like, oh my gosh, she's all over the place. And then for me, again, because I can only speak for me, I've gotten more grounded and secure in not only what I know, how I know to do it, how to get it out. And it's kind of funny. I feel like I've grown up and I've gotten serious because, I do like to have fun. I do like to play because
Absolutely.
with what I do, if you cannot have fun with your health and wellness, it will never be a long-term success or a long-term lifestyle like I've created for myself for, over 15 years. It
Right.
can happen. It's just, if you get so regimented, I don't live like that. So I can't sustain that, so I
Right.
have to do fun. You can still do fun and still be serious and affect great change. And that's what, I've gotten much more. I just keep going back to grounded, just,
Yeah.
a foundation, because I did that before with my other business. It was a cleaning service, so residential
Right.
cleaning, and I grew it up from myself to 25 employees, and I had over 300 monthly clients that I serviced every month. So that's a lot. That's a lot of people to service, and then also take care of employees, and that's
Right.
a different type though of business than this. That was
Yeah, you're selling something like selling this outside service product, and then now you're selling
yes,
you, right? And your
yes,
expertise.
and that's and I do believe, all of the gurus or the big ones that I follow and want to emulate, because they always say follow in the footsteps of someone who's doing what you want to do instead of someone that's right with you or even behind you.
Sure.
So those that I follow that are, a year, a couple years ahead of where I want to be, they all have mentors. They all have people that they work with, that are doing better than what they are, so that they have something to aspire to. So it's like, it's time to do that and get serious and say,
Yeah.
I don't need to recreate the wheel here, and try and figure all this out on my own like I did with my other one.
Right. Right. Yeah, and I myself had that experience through my different iterations of business. I mean, the first business was a storefront, and it was a whole different conversation, and yet I didn't realize there was even mentorship or coaching or that it didn't exist really at the level that it does now.
Exactly.
So there's no shortage of finding the right community or the right coach or mentor to really help you just elevate where you are and where you're going. And I just thank you for stepping in to being your brave master that you are and always have been, and just being a part of this community. You do add the fun, and I wouldn't want that to go away ever. And
I don't think it can, no matter what.
It just cannot. It will not go away. And it is a must. And and I just thank you for celebrating brave masters with me today and with this community. And we're sharing this in the Get Your Brave On group of other committed entrepreneurs, and helping them see that brave mastery is not something you have to go find. You just have to let it out. You just have to, it's within you. And of course, if you need support or guidance, then that is a brave master. Like you said, it's being willing to get the coaching or be a student of what you don't know or what you're indecisive about. Sometimes it's just not being able to make a decision. It's not that you aren't even it's not that you're not aware of the information. It's just sometimes we aren't sure which road to take, basically. So yeah, I'm really grateful for you being in this community and sharing your brilliance. You really do have a different approach to wellness, and people are very emotional about that, and you make it safe for them to be with, right? And you help them see what it all means and what they can do about it, and a realistic plan that isn't just a 30-day fad, right? Or a quick diet. So it's really great.
And you were talking about it. It's kind of funny when I started doing conferences and conventions and things like that. I mean, I knew they were out there because I had been in a business situation out of college. I had a job in a testing lab, a biological testing facility. So, some of the folks would go to different conferences. So I knew that they existed. It's just, again, I said earlier, and it's true, you come to everything, everyone for a reason, for a time when you're supposed to. And at first, me with community is kind of like, oh, I don't need this. I just need this here. I need this person. I don't need all that stuff.
Right.
This, you, or whatever.
Right.
And then I started to realize, because I'm Miss Independent, you know, and I don't need all this. I can do all this, and to realize, okay, wait a minute, you know, because I just want folks in this community to know that there really is, no matter what you do, no matter how varied we are, there is great learning and commitment, accountability in a group setting, in a community, because there's times I reach out, even if it's for speaking or for workshops I'm doing, whatever it is, even if I, you know, I'm having a problem with something on the computer, you know, with one of my, you know, time trade or Infusionsoft or something.
Right.
It's simple little things, so it can be business related. It can even be, hey guys, I've had this happen and I'm kind of stuck and I don't feel like doing anything, or I feel like kind of giving up.
Right. Life.
Yeah. You know, I mean,
yeah.
So that was sort of a, you know, moment for me with a community, is that, and then also too, I realized, wow, business wise, a lot of times we were having the same or similar situations, and it was nice to be able to come to a group and hear, even if I wasn't, you know, on the hot seat, so to speak, and getting direct coaching, mentoring, I'm hearing someone else across the room, and I was like, wow, yes, I either just saw that or I've been dealing with it.
I can relate. Yeah.
Yes. And I can write this down so that I, you know, I know what to do or whatever. So that was really eye-opening for me about being in a community. And then a lot of times just doing things afraid. As crazy as I am, as much as I love being out and on video and all that kind of stuff, there's still times I'm like, I have to do what? You know, and
very resistant.
Yes, you know, and then the more that I do, the more I realize, you know, you talk about this, you know, vulnerability and the, you know, and a lot of times it's a safer environment to get your brave on in a smaller community before you step out into the world with your message, you know, because we've talked, I have a global plan, I have a global mission, you know. Absolutely. I mean, I you know, in all honesty, I am a big enough personality to be able to do that and to take that on. And I want to do that. You know, that's my passion to do that. However, it is really nice to have a small community to be a sounding board and do, you know, some little shout outs and get the feedback, you know, before I get the really big brave.
Right. And yeah, I think, and the community you're speaking of, just so everybody knows, is the mastermind that we're in, that you're into with some other folks. And it really is, it's a different dynamic, you know, right? You get the private coaching, you get the one-on-one direction, but being able to be in that space of, they're kind of your extra board of directors, you know, they're there in this, you know, they're related, you know, meaning we're all on this journey together. And so and you're a valuable part of that, you know, dynamic. I mean, and I just want you to know that it's just, every single one of you in that mastermind brings something to the table. And I mean, I'm always in awe of how you know, when I first started this mastermind a couple of years back, one of my fears was that I'm like, man, how can I make community? How can I create leadership inside of the community? And the answer was, I can't. I don't generate it. I lead it. I bring it together, and you guys generate the community. You generate that dynamic, and I get to watch, and I get to be a part of it. And I'll spearhead some things or create some conversation and, you know, and direction, you know, but for you guys, it's just been amazing and magical to watch how you together have generated so much inside of the mastermind. And I think that's the magic of the community, right? Is being able to really be your own and be yourself, be where you are, and everybody respects that. Everybody loves you through it. And that's what I get to observe, right? Is that magic. So thank you so much, Dorsey, for being here. And I know you've got good things coming and speaking, and you've got an event in Atlanta coming up, which is amazing that you're a sponsor at. And
I have my third book coming out next week.
Yes, you do. Yes, the book's coming out. I love it. And it's just been so awesome. And thank you for letting me witness your growth and your expansion and your continued brave. Yes. And that's what Brave Master is all about. And that's what I really wanted to illustrate, you know, today in this kind of talk show format. And just really, you know, I can say it all day long. I can tell people what Brave Master is all about, but this is the brand. This is what we're creating. This is what we're, you know, bringing into the world and into entrepreneurship, and the possibility is people like you, right? And so you've got an amazing brand, you've got an amazing spirit, and you really do have a lot to offer. And so I just really thank you and honor you for being a Brave Master and being with us along this journey that you're in. And I can't thank you enough. So yeah, so thanks for being celebratory with us today.
Wait, hang on, I have one. Wait, okay, hold on. Hold on.
She's got like fur coats back there.
You know I'm going to do this because, you know, together.
I know what you're about to do.
You know what I'm about to do, right? Because I just can't not do it.
I love.
We are.
Look, hot.
We are.
That.
We're hot poo. See, you can't be.
You're gonna have your own Dorsey pillow. I promise. A Dorsey emoji.
Oh my gosh. Don't say anything until we get it trademarked.
I know. Shiny object. Shiny object.
Yeah, focus.
Shiny object later. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. And guys, if you're watching, please leave a comment. You know, tell us how awesome you think Dorsey is. No, just share your thoughts and your wins and your ahas here. And if you got questions for Dorsey, leave them in the comments as well. And I just want to say thank you also to the replayers for playing along and celebrating. We're just over halfway through our month celebration, and we got more good stuff every single day. We're giving away some great stuff or great value or trainings or what have you to be your own Brave Master and to just be involved in our community. So thank you again for being here, Dorsey. So fun.
See you later, Gata.
See you later, Gatas. All right. Bye, folks. Talk to you soon.